It's been a while since I reviewed some action figures, so let's do 3 in 1 to make up for that. For the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace, SH Figuarts did a few re-releases and updates of some of their older figures. Obi-Wan isn't technically part of the 25th anniversary line, but I'll still count him anyways. Qui-Gon and Darth Maul are their first anniversary figures, which, unlike Obi-Wan, have some updates to them that we'll get to later. Now, since these are older figures, I won't be going as in-depth as I would normally, specifically with the articulation. Starting off with Obi-Wan, like I hinted at in the intro, Obi-Wan is just a straight-up re-release. No real update to the printing, at least not that I can tell from looking at pictures, and no new accessories. But I'm glad they re-released him because I never got the initial release. For his accessories, he comes with the standard pair of SHF fists, force push hands, straight lightsaber gripping hands, as well as a single signature pose hand, and a using the force to close the bathroom door hand. Out of the package, he has his lightsaber hilt attached to his belt, and comes with both an ignited version of his lightsaber, as well as Qui-Gon's, which, side note, but Qui-Gon's lightsaber is one of my personal favorites. I mean, just look how cool this design is. And Obi-Wan's final accessory, an alternate intense head. Intense head. As for the figure itself, it's pretty good. It's nothing special, especially since I'm very used to SHF's Jedi body. There's really nothing surprising. It can do pretty much everything you'd need a Jedi to do. Although, I do have one complaint with this Obi-Wan that doesn't appear on any of my other Obi-Wan Figuarts. For some reason, his right tunic, thing gets a gap when you move the arm. It's easy to push the tunic back in place, but I think that maybe this was an issue that was present on the first Obi-Wan and fixed with later releases. Another issue is, for some reason, his left hand just wants to get cut off. I think this is just a QC error, and they were maybe meant to glue it in. And one final issue is that on my copy of the figure, the bottom of his tunic is bent weird, but that's an easy fix. I just haven't done it yet because I'm lazy. Overall, I really like this Obi-Wan. It's a fairly standard figure, but really fun to get in some cool pre-Phantom Menace action poses, especially when paired with the next figure. I never got the first release of Qui-Gon Jinn either, so this kind of remaster of that first figure is a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. That first release was an exclusive, and I'm pretty sure it was released before I even know where to buy exclusives from. Man, I am so glad it's easier to get Bandai exclusives now. Anyways, this figure is even better than that exclusive, in my opinion. There are just so many more options, and the face paint is so much better. Let's start off with the brand new soft goods accessories made specifically for this release. The regular Jedi robe is pretty decent. It's not the best soft goods Jedi robe, but then again, it's pretty hard to replicate the flow of those robes in 1/12 scale. It's fully wired around the ends of the robe, which allows for some great flow in action poses, even though they usually strip these when they're about to fight. The other cloth piece included is his poncho from Tatooine. I was more excited for this than the Jedi robe, but it's sadly not wired, so it sits kinda weird sometimes. But fighting Darth Maul, it looks pretty cool. The detailing on Qui-Gon is really nice, and the painting on the head is way better than the original release. Now, personally, I don't mind that much when SHF uses metallic colors for their hair paint, but on that first release of Qui-Gon, it was definitely the worst case. Here it has a nice dark tan color with a dark wash, and it works really well. The face printing is also way better, since the printing technology has gotten really good over the past 7 years since that original Qui-Gon. For accessories, he comes with a lot of the same hands as Obi-Wan. Fists, force push, and straight gripping hands. However, Qui-Gon comes with a pair of closing bathroom door hands instead of Obi-Wan's single hand. Qui-Gon also has the forward lightsaber gripping hands, as I call them, because that really rolls off the tongue. A hand to hold the communicator, as well as a hand to hold the hologram of Queen Amidala's ship. Obviously, to go along with those last two hands, he comes with this tiny communicator, as well as the hologram of Queen Amidala's ship. He also has an alternate faceplate depicting... And another new thing for both 25th anniversary releases, a moving lightsaber blade. This is something that I appreciate is included, but it's something I'll never really use, as I just don't think the effect really works at any scale. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with Qui-Gon. The articulation is very solid, but there's also no real surprise, just like Obi-Wan. And finally, everyone's favorite, Darth Maul. Maul was the only one of these figures that I got the first release of, and it's probably still to this day one of my favorite figures to pose. He's just all around fun. Like Qui-Gon, Maul came with the motion lightsaber blades and a cloth robe, which I'm honestly not really sure how to feel about it. I wish the sleeve dangly parts were wired so they could flow better, but the rest of the robe I really like. It's especially cool to have Maul in this cloak and Qui-Gon in his poncho to replicate that brief duel on Tatooine. And speaking of Maul on Tatooine, this release also includes one of his probe droids, which originally came with the speeder they released a while ago, and I still regret not getting. The detail on this droid is awesome, and I'll probably display it next to him on my shelf. The rest of the accessories are all the same as the old Maul: fists, straight grip, angled grip, and force hands. Also includes the split in half lightsaber hilt. As for the detail of Maul, it's really well replicated. The original release was a lot less shiny than this one is. I'm not sure why they didn't make this anniversary version have the same finish, but an area where this version is way better than the original is the face. Original release Maul's face looked great, but this anniversary version just looks so much better. However, with his articulation, I think the actual mold is showing its age, because for some reason the anniversary version's arms are just harder to pose. It could be that it's just still new and not broken in yet, but the butterfly joints just don't want to move at all. And it makes getting it into action poses, holding his lightsaber with both hands, a lot more difficult, especially with his cloak on. But I still think this guy is the best 1/12 scale Darth Maul figure. Taking this guy out of the package and posing him felt like seeing an old friend. Even with some of the posing challenges, this figure is still so fun to play with. One massive improvement is the ease of swapping hands. Anyone that owned the original Maul will tell you how much of a pain it was to swap the hands. Even after as many times as I've swapped the hands on the original, it's still hard to put the hands on. But the anniversary version is really easy to swap, thanks to being made of a much softer plastic than the original. Overall, there's a lot of improvements, but the mold degradation might take the figure down a bit. These three are definitely worth picking up. Posing them and replicating one of the coolest duels in Star Wars is so fun. And especially with the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace, regardless of my feelings on the actual movie, it's pretty special to have the highly detailed and well-articulated versions of these characters. If you're even slightly considering buying these figures, I'd say go ahead and do it, especially if you missed out on the first releases like I did. for 2 out of the 3 of these figures. It was fun to come back to reviewing action figures, and I'll definitely be back to review some more this year. Later.